Okay, good morning, all of you. So welcome back to DevOps sessions. So can anyone please confirm, am I audible to you guys, online team? Okay, so okay, yeah, good morning, Aditya. Okay, so I'm going to discuss Git. Okay, and few topics are left already. I think those are EBS volume. Yeah, EBS volume and three-tier architecture and SDLC. Okay, we can plan someday. These three is not depends on Git. So that's what I'm starting now. What is Git, guys? Anyone knows? I think most of the people knows Git, right? Yeah. Version control. Very good. Git is a version control tool. So global integration tool. Okay. So global integration tool. What is the main advantage we are using global integration tool? That is Git. So first of all, we can use any one the Git. It is not related to any AWS, not related to Azure and GCP. It's a third party tool. It's a third party tool for version control system. It's a third party tool for version control system. So why version control is more popular now? So guys, for example, there is no Git. We can understand now. Without Git, challenges. What are the challenges without Git? Okay, so if you can see here, for example, two developers. Okay, so two developers working with one repository. Okay, working with one repository. Okay. Okay, two developers working with one repository. Okay, so the project is, for example, you can take any project, Amazon related source code. Okay, you are developing source code. In the source code, so definitely multiple developers will work. It is not a single task to complete in one person, right? So multiple persons working with the source code. Source code is nothing but just code only. Okay, in this case, For example, these developers are working with the same code. This developer also working with the same code. Developer 1, developer 2. Okay. So definitely without Git, for example, developer 1 implemented or written 5 lines of the code. Okay. And developer 2 has to start from the sixth line code. Since developer 1 is already completed first 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, the 5 lines is related to login page, maybe. Okay, login page. If you are go with Amazon, login page is there, right? The related stuff completed by D1. And D2 has to start from the login page. So definitely D1 has to hand over the 5 lines of code, that to login page code to D2, right? Then only D2 can start and execute his script on top of the D1 script. So he can see, okay, login is done and I'm able to enter the details in the whatever code it is. Is this clear? Okay. So definitely by exchanging the code in between D1 to D2, how can we exchange D1 to D2? How can we exchange D1 to D2? Okay, leave it without Git. Email or Slack or Teams or pen drive. Right now, give me your code. I need to write, I need to copy paste your code. I need to add some content of this code, right? Without Git, what they can do, they can exchange by using pen drive or whatever. But which one is the best option? Not mail. Mail is not secure, right? It's a public, right? We should not send any, thing into the by using public Gmails. So pen drive. Okay, he can just give his code and something. He is not available for 3 days. He is not available for 3 days. He has to wait for his presence, right? Code is in his laptop. Otherwise, you need to take before day. If you forget, you need to wait for 3 days. Okay. And that is also one scenario. For example, this guy, developer 1 has implemented 30 lines of code or 100 lines of code. By mistakenly deleted here. Will it get back? No. System may corrupted. So many chances, right? We should not maintain our important data into your local laptop. Someone may delete it, someone may take, someone system may corrupted. So many chances are there. Same thing D2 also, right? So here, if we don't have any platform, it is very difficult to exchange the code and give some high availability of the code and maintain in secure way. So it's very challenges for us without Git, right? So we can easily overcome those challenges by using Git. Okay. See, these challenges we can easily overcome by using Git. So Git is nothing but here we need to understand not only remote repository, we can understand local repository also by using Git. Okay. So now your developer done their job. Okay. Immediately they need to push into GitHub their changes. Now developer 2 want to access this code. No need to discuss with any developer 1. Simply you can download. Okay. So I can say this is push the changes. This is pull the changes. Clear? In Git language, we are using not download. We are not using the language as a download, pull. And not upload, it's a push. Clear? So developer 1, 5 lines of the code push to GitHub. Now developer 2 want to work with the same code. Simply he need to pull into local, start the work. For example, now developer 1 is not available. Is there any problem for developer 2? No. If developer 1 system may corrupted, is there any challenges? No. Simply he can pull and he can start the work. So remote repository is a secure one to maintain your code in high availability and in your team easily can access in any time. This is called Git system. Okay. So I can say this is remote repository, right? Remote repository here. I mean, repository we are maintaining in remotely. We can access at any time. So it is available. So yeah. So in the GitHub also we have a public account and a private account. Okay. I mean, account is one. We can make it as a public repository, private repository. Public repository, everyone can access. Private repository, only you can access. So in organizations, we are not using public repositories, all are private repositories. But if you want to work with any public repositories, you can clone into your local laptop, you can start your work. Is this clear? For example, I have done series of Terraform for your previous batch, sorry, current 7:30 AM batch. So you can take this series from here. Okay, you can take from anyone. This is public repository. If it is a private repository, it is not possible. Is this clear? Okay. Okay. So Git is not only push and pull. So many challenges we have. So we can easily overcome with using GitHub. So what is version control system here? What is version system here? Already we have discussed in the S3. Okay, looks like same as S3, but the difference is S3 is a AWS service, but GitHub is not AWS service. GitHub is a third party tool. Okay, open source, free of cost. Okay, any cloud providers can use. Okay, any cloud provider can use. Okay, so not only two, we can work in the project. 100 people also we can use. Okay. So guys, the main important point in the Git is we have a two type of version control systems. Okay, I will show you here. I will show you here. Yeah. So if you can see this copy image, yeah, copy image. So if you can see, we have a easily understand the difference here. Yeah. So we have a two type of version systems. Okay, in IT, distributed version control system, centralized version control system. Okay, so two types of version systems. One is what? Distributed. I mean DVS. DVS. And CVS. Okay. Centralized version control system. Okay. So if you can see here, the difference between distributed version control system and a centralized version control system. So here working copy is nothing but here your laptop is coming. Okay. This is your laptop. Okay. And remote repository is nothing but what? Here GitHub will come. Okay. GitHub. This is laptop. Okay. In between we have a one more repository. This is called local repository. This is called local repository. So if you can see here, is there a local repository? No. So either you can maintain your code in workstation. If you push means directly go to your remote repository. There is no any local repository concept here. So here in between your laptop to your GitHub, we have a one more system, secure system is a local repository. We can fetch the details from here to here. We can fetch the details from here to here. If the details may fail here, missing here, you can take from here. You can take from here. So we have a one more additional layer for high available. We can say this is local repository. So we are going to discuss DVS system only. We are not using CVS, centralized version control system. Is this clear now? So we are using distributed version control system. So when I say Git, guys, everyone can understand only GitHub. No, we have a Git and GitHub. Both are different. Okay. Git is nothing but I'm talking about in local system, local file path and everything. Local workloads comes under Git. GitHub is nothing but the entire system is moved to GitHub. Okay. Yeah. So guys, for example, in your local laptop, so you have some file. Okay. You have some file. If you can move this file one into GitHub remote repository. Okay. So this is what distribution version control system you are using, right? This is DVS. Okay. So let me draw here. Okay. In your local laptop. Okay. So you have a file one. So you need to move this file one into your GitHub. You need to file your moving to GitHub, right? So definitely, okay. So we can move this file one into local repository, not laptop to GitHub, right? But this is what DVS distributed version control. In between, one more layer will come, right? What is that layer? Local repository. Okay. That is called local repository. We are using distribution version control system, right? So, okay. So we have a one more layer that is what? Local repository. Local repo. So what is this one? This we can call working directory. Okay. Working directory. Don't confuse. Local means you don't assume this is a local laptop. It's a local repository inside your laptop. Working directory means your file is there in your local laptop, right? That is working directory. Okay. So this process will work like this way. Okay. So GitHub can understand this request will come from the local repository only. So first we need to push your changes into local repository. From here to here, you can push into GitHub. Is this clear? Like this. If your file is there in local laptop means working directory, right? Can I push directly into GitHub? It will not trace. We have some dedicated process. You have to follow that process, then only GitHub can understand. So we are discussing about distribution version control system. That's what local repo is there. So to move your file one into local repository, we have again layers. Okay, we have again few layers. Okay, again we have a few layers. That is what? One is staging area. Okay, first we need to move that file into staging area. I'll come to that, Sandeep. Wait. Okay, staging area. Okay, so then you can move into first working directory to staging area and staging area to local repository to remote repository. This is the flow we have to follow. I mean, can I move my file directly to GitHub? It will not accept. And also, can I my file directly into local repository? It will not accept. Can I move my file directly staging area to GitHub? It will not accept. So we have to, this is the workflow of Git. Very important. Git workflow. Git is all about commands. That's it only. Okay. So this is very important understanding. We should not send our file directly to GitHub. It will not accept. Here also not accept. Here also not accept. Clear what I'm trying to say here? I mean, we should not bypass staging area from working directory to local repository. We have to move file for staging area, then only local repository can understand. If the file will move to local repository, then only remote repository can understand. This is the tracking system from here to here. Clear, guys? Okay. Any questions on this? Okay. So does this means commit push code to yes, you are committing. Commit means the code is pushed to local repository. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Is this clear, everyone, right? So, and very important point is, if you are starting with the Git, okay, so there is a, what? Yes, DVS only. If you can see local repository, DVS is the one only. There is no CVS, right? So compared to CVS, DVS is a more secure. We have additional layer, right? If you file a miss here, you can fetch from here. If you file miss here, you can fetch from here, right? That's what. Okay. I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Difference between Git and GitHub. I'll come to that. So Git will offers local workflow, local repository, and GitHub. If I'm talking about GitHub now, your focus is on here only. Okay. Now Git workflow means it's a part of your file will trace from your working directory to GitHub. That is the difference. CVS, see guys, okay. This is Git workflow of DVS, right? So if I'm talking about CVS now, there is no local repository. Directly you can push the code to GitHub, to working directory. Clear? There is no local repository. So directly staging area and push to GitHub. I mean, there is no staging area also. From the working directory, directly push to GitHub. See here, working directory to remote repository. Okay. So we are not using anywhere CVS system. We are using DVS system only in all projects. So leave it for CVS, not recommended. Okay. Is this clear, everyone? Till here? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So if you are starting with the GitHub, okay, you have to register your email ID, your name first into your GitHub remote repository. Then only they can understand. Okay. So if you're starting with the day one journey, first after installing Git, we need to inform them to, so this is my name, this is my username. So they will just register your details into their repositories. They can allow you to start with GitHub. Like same AWS account, we have register your email ID, something, right? So like that, you can understand it's a kind of authentication. Is this clear? That is kind global configuration. Okay. Global configuration. In the global configurations, we have to give your email ID and username. Is this clear? Email ID and username. These two you have to take care. You have to give your details. Okay. So we have a command git config -, just you can give the username. You can give the name git config -, email ID. You can give your email ID. The both can register. And very important thing before that, we need to run one important command, that is git init. So what is git init? Once you see, how can I understand this file git? This is the git file. We don't know, right? See, inside directory, if you run a git init, now git is comes under your picture. So everything is controlled by git now. Okay, git will start tracking of this file directory. Clear? See, for example, you have some directory, right? If you want to move the files, enter files into GitHub repository. In that, Git has to understand, right? These files, can I track or not? When the Git can track those files, you need to run first git init command. Clear? Once you run the git init command, one file will create, that is .git. After the command inside your directory. The .git is now start to track every changes into your file after git init. We are saying, hey, git, can you initialize into your directory, into your control? Yes, I just created .git into your directory. Whatever changes you can do now, from now, I will track everything. Is this clear? So from that, the .git, everything will track. The file is moved to staging area, local repository, everything will track, and it will push to your remote repository with help of your commands. Is this clear, everyone? The very first job is git install. After that, git init. After that, global configuration. This three is one-time job only. No need to perform git init again and again in the directory. Okay. And no need to install every time once install is done. And email ID password also one-time job. No need to provide. But here git init will change directory folder structure to folder. I mean directory to directory. If you are changing new directory, that directory, if you want to give control of git, we have to run the git init. Is this clear, everyone? Yes. So git we can install in two ways. I mean, especially. So we can install git in my local laptop, and we can install git in your Linux instances. Is this clear? So to install git in Windows, just go to git download. Okay. Simply you can click downloads, Windows. If it is a Mac, if it is a Linux. See, if you can see here, 32-bit or 64-bit, your laptop support, if your laptop support 32-bit only, you can click on the installer. So you have to install installer edition. Click on 64-bit. My laptop will support 64-bit. So it is a installing. Okay. Yes. That's it. Git is done. Next, install. Okay. So my end already Git is there, right? Okay. My end already Git is there. So I need to close it and you can run it. Okay. In your end, it will work. So once install it, next is done means open your CMD. You can give git -version here. Okay. You can see this version. Now you can start your Git work. Is this clear, everyone? Yeah. For example, I'm going to create one just sample directory here. New folder. So day one Git. Okay. So my directory is ready. So I'm going to start my project in this directory. Whatever Terraform files or Python files, Java files, what you want to push into your GitHub remote repository, from this directory, we can start. So open this directory. Now simply right click, show more options, open Git bash here. After install your Git, you are able to see this one. Okay. Once you install Git and come to CMD, give git -version, then you can easily understand Git is installed. Then create a directory in anywhere and right click and git bash here. Clear? You are in my directory in the G. You can see here everything. Now you can simply run Linux commands also here. Okay, git bash will support all Linux commands. 95% Linux commands we can run here. Why? It's a bash. Clear? So we can create touch file one, for example. File one is created, right? rm-rf, file one, deleted, right? Now, all Git commands start with Git. Okay. So don't create Git touch. Git touch is not a Linux command. Touch is a Linux command. So all Git commands start from Git, but touch is not a Git command, right? It's a Linux command. Understand? For example, Git add command is there. If I run it will work, but it's saying something what? See, if you're running Git command, how Git can understand without initialization? So after Git initialization, only Git commands will work. Okay, this is Git directory. Is this clear? So if I run now Git init, initialize empty Git. Okay, anyway, nothing is there, right? If you can see .git is created immediately. Now, whatever you can run, everything will track by your Git. I'm not going to discuss anything from the GitHub now. GitHub is the last phase. Once your file and everything is ready, yes, this is correct, then you can push to GitHub remote repository. But before doing this activity, we need to move your file into staging area and local repository. From here to here, you can push the changes into GitHub remote repository. Is this clear now, everyone? So my working directory is clear. My working directory is clear now. So I have created one file. I want to move into the first staging area. Staging area is nothing but I'm not understanding here. No. Leave it for branchings. This is not the right time to discuss branching. Okay. First understand workflow, then we can move to advance. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Your file one is ready into where? Your working directory. What is my working directory here? Day Git. My working directory I have created, right? Day practice or something, whatever it is. So this is branch, leave it for this time. Okay. So after Git initialization, we are able to see .git into my repository. So without initialization, if you can start your work, Git cannot understand. After Git initialization, Git can understand, Git come into the picture, Git is come under your directory. Now I can track everything. Is this clear? Okay. So what is staging area? For example, guys, touch file one, touch file two, ls file one, file two is there in my working directory. It is there in my working directory, not local repository, not remote repository. This okay, understanding is very important. File one, file two is there. Now, what is staging area here? Staging area. So I want to move only file one into GitHub, not all. So this file one, you can take it into the staging area. If there is no staging area, guys, for example, there is no staging area, assume it. If can I push to only file one? If there is no any area, in my end, file one, file two is there. If I push means file one, file two will move to GitHub remote repository. No, I need only file one, not file one, file two. So whatever file you are going to work with that, take it into staging area. Staging area means this file you are going to push into your remote repository. Is this clear? Staging area means ready to push next stage. Okay. See, this file one working directory. Okay, working directory file one, file two is there, but I want to move only file one to next level. I mean, push into the remote repository. So take this into the staging area, means it will consider only staging area files into the next level. Is this clear? Staging area is nothing but this is final one. You are going to push into remote repository. Staging is means ready to next phase. Clear? Just like waiting room, just like queue. Okay, just like queue. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, you can understand this is launch, airport launch. Okay. Whoever going to fly, only they can allow, right? And going to departure, it's a local repository. And you can fly GitHub. Is it clear? Okay. Now, guys, okay, we are very clear till here. So staging area is nothing but that whatever file you move to staging area, the file is final copy. You can ready to push. Before that, you're ready to commit departure. Okay. Staging area means the file is, I have already tested my code is working fine. I can move this code into GitHub remote repository. Then move to staging area. Yes, this file only. So for that, we have a command, what? Git add. For that, we have a command, what? Git add. This is first command after git add. Okay. Git add means your file is going to move into staging area. Which file you can mention here? File 1 or file 2. For suppose I want to move all files. In that case, all are you are going to push git add dot space dot. It will consider all files. Is this clear, guys? Okay. Now your files are in staging area. Now your files are in staging area. So these files you are going to push into remote repository, right? For that, before you need to push into local repository. For that, command is git commit hyphen m and give any message here. File 1 and 2 updates. Okay. So message is your wish. Here m is means what? Message. Git commit hyphen m means you are going to give some message to understand which commit it is. For example, you have added file 1, file 2 into local repository. Now you are going to create file 3, file 4 also. Again, file 3, file 4, you are going to commit into your local repository. To understand better, you need to give us some message. Yes, these files are file 1, file 2 updates. This commit is for file 3, file 4 updates, like that. Clear, guys? Any type of file you can move if you are initializing Irfan. Okay. So there is a concept, Nagarjuna. Don't think much in that. Okay. We can consider only few files. We can add a git ignore file to ignore those 10 files here, right? Yeah. We can discuss. Okay. So, okay. Git commit is done, right? Now you are going to push those changes into GitHub. For that, git push. Clear, guys? So in this case, I'm talking about only default branch master. Okay. So here git push means by default, it will take a master branch only. If you have a different branches, you can give the command git push origin, your branch name. That's it. Okay. Branch name. So now if you want to if you want to push your file into remote repository, what is your first step? So if you are creating a fresh directory, you need to run a git init command first. Then whatever work you are going to start in your working directory that is not related to git, right? If you are adding Terraform files, you are writing Python code, if you are writing Java file. So once your file is testing okay, then you are going to move into remote repository. For example, today in my file one, I have added 4 lines of content. Yes, these 4 lines of content has to move into, you want to push into the GitHub remote repository. For that, you can start your work. First command is what? Git init is a first time job. No need init in the working directory. If you want to create one more directory, then again you can create a git init. Is this clear? For example, see this guys. So git is initialized where? Day hyphen git directory, right? Okay, my .git is initialized into my working directory. Okay, if you want to create one more working directory, again you need to run a git init command. The directory don't know, right, for the git. Yeah. So you need to create a git init once you are creating a new directories. But always we are working with one directory in the real time. No, you are not going to create a multiple directories, right? Yeah. We can work on this here. Now, if you want to add one more file, no need to run git init command, right? Already git init done. In the directory, no need to run git init again and again. Is this clear? Yeah. Leave it for, I will tell you the branching. At this time, leave it. There is a dedicated session for branching one day. Okay. What is your doubt, Sai Kumar? I miss your question. Can you please? Anyway. Okay. Why can't we use for GitHub desktop tool push and pull the code, right? So GitHub desktop is a little advanced tool. Okay. If you can use directly that tool, you don't know what is staging area, what is commit area. They are following the backend. See, if you use the GitHub desktop, right, they're definitely follow the backend this system, but you are unable to see that system. If your push means the file will move to first staging area and commit and push, but you are unable to see that changes. They will run the backend, but we need to understand everything from the scratch level. If you can use any automation GitHub desktop now, you don't know the GitHub desktop is there in your work organization. They are not follow that. So definitely you have to set up everything by local, right? In that case, may you will trouble. But this is may not recommended or recommended depends on your organization. GitHub desktop, you need to use the internet. In that case, maybe your code is not secure, right? It's a depends on your organization and on your project. Yeah. Yeah, Pravalika, we can do everything. That changes everything. So your focus is for today only this workflow. Okay. See, once you move your file into staging area, you can run undo command. Undo means take to one step back, right? This file by mistake I have added into staging area. You can take back the staging area file into the working directory. And by mistake I have committed this file into local repository. We can take this commit one step back to staging area. Is this clear? Like that we can control it. We can check the difference of the file here to here and here to here and here to here. That is, we can use the git diff commands. Okay, git reset, we can take the file back one step. Git reset hyphen staged, we can take the step from one step back to stage, git commit to staging. Git reset head means we can take one step back to local repository to staging area. We can discuss those, don't worry. First, we need to understand this workflow, right? Yeah, is the workflow. Here we are moving the file to staging area and then local repository. Why can't we send file directly to the local repository? That's what we discussed, right? See, here already we discussed, right? If you run this process, if you run this process, if you run this process, it will not understand Git. See, dot git install in your local means what? It will follow some workflow. Then only I can trace. If you can directly commit the file from here to here, see here, git commit command is what, guys? Git commit -m only. How your local repository can understand which file I need to remove, I commit to local repository? Is this clear now? But here, if you run git commit -m means in the queue, staging area already files are there. You wish to move those files into remote repository, then only you have added into staging area. But if there is no staging area, if you run git commit -m, in your case, just understand, sir, can I run git commit -m space dot? There is no command like that. In your point of view, if the case is there, inside working directory, you will create so many files for testing, right? Those files will not send to GitHub remote repository, right? Final one only you are going to push into the remote repository. In that case, all files you are going to run push into GitHub. Why? There is no staging area. Understand? If you run git commit -m dot means there is no command. Just I'm saying an example. It will take all files, but I need only one file. How can you say to GitHub git commit? You need only one file. It is not possible here. Is this clear? Staging area means ready to push. I mean, ready to commit and ready to push. Here, working directory means same. We have taken as example, right? Departure and launch. So here, everyone can come. Airport, right? But whoever can enter into the airport launch, or they can easily go in. They can only allow to fly, right? So, and we need to departure checking. After that, we can go into the ready to fly, right? So like that, we need to follow the steps. Is this clear? Anyway, we can do this task without staging area, how it will be happen. It will not take in the command also. It will say that first commit into the staging area, then come to me. It will say same thing. So we have to follow the workflow. Is this clear? Okay. So guys, the very first step is git install and git init. And before that, we need to run one command. What is that? Global configuration. That is only one-time job in all cases. Okay. Otherwise, you are unable to commit your changes into local repository. It will ask first enter your details. Okay. For that, yeah. Okay. Git config -- global dot username. Sorry. Do I need to put here? Sorry. Let me check the command. Git config global dot. Correct only, right? Space now. No. This command is to check my name, already registered name. In your case, you have to give your name, space and write. Okay. See, my username is CloudTech DevOps. Clear? I have registered this mail ID. So in your case, simply you can give here, give your name in quotes, something any name. Okay. After that, after giving your name, run this command, you can see your name. And mail means user dot email. Okay. Okay. Let's start from here now. So first is what? Git install process. Next command is what? You have to give user dot name and give your name. Okay. And next command is what? User dot email here. So here you can give the email. Okay. If I want to install Git in my Linux, yum install git-y. Okay. In Linux. Okay. Okay. What is this command? To configure username into Git. Okay. Okay. Clear, guys? And next step is what? Git init. What is this command? To initialize Git into working directory. Is this correct? Clear, guys? Still here? So all Git commands start with Git. Okay. Don't run this command. All Git commands start with Git. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Vinay. Vinay already done. So I'm looking for one person to do all the steps. The reason is, see, in my present 7:30 batch, one person is doing all the things whatever I'm discussing. See, we have already done Terraform and Terraform with Jenkins also done. The reason is many, if you can go in any job descriptions, they're looking for Terraform with Jenkins and AWS. So I have done AWS and Jenkins also done. Jenkins for Terraform only done. They're starting for, searching jobs already. The reason is so many job descriptions only AWS plus Terraform and Terraform with Jenkins. This job, three job description they are looking. That's what I have done Jenkins with Terraform only. But Jenkins not at all done. Only for Terraform point of view, Jenkins done. Okay. They have already prepared resumes also. They are trying. So in your case also same, it will repeat. If you can see this guy, I have done Jenkins. Already I have sent a blog also for them. Okay. Okay. Go to downloads. So I have given to them process this, and after complete the Jenkins with Terraform class, I have given this steps and everything from my end also. Okay. So you have to follow same thing process. You just follow this document. They can easily understand Jenkins configurations after complete my class. But what he did, I have given yesterday small task to them. He captured everything. See, create easy to by using Terraform and also handle to install Jenkins Terraform Git in the same script. This is the work I have given to them. This guy see prepared launching EC2 instance from also traffic now install Linux bash script versions everything. It's a very in detail way. See 33 pages. How he has patience. 33 pages. But I can say one thing definitely. No need to revise these things from his point of view. See, all done in very detailed way. From only 2 classes, he gained the knowledge. 33 pages. Morning 3:30 a.m. I got the steps from him. So I'm also expecting from you, anyone, not anyone, all. You can do like this way. See, at this time you can easily understand, but after 1 week, if you ask what is something user management, definitely forget that. So if you prepare in your point of view these steps, definitely you can follow these steps in your future assignments. No need to go any recordings. In your document, if you prepared one in your point of view, Telugu language also you can mention here. Can easily go. See, whenever interview is there, definitely you don't have much time, right? Simply go with this document. You are prepared one. See, he's taking screenshots and pasting here. It's a very tough job. This is 33 pages. Same thing he has done for Linux user management. That what I have shared you, right? Yeah. Please, you also do something. Don't depend on 7:30 AM batch, Ankit. Okay. Otherwise, I will give you to you. Each and every person what you need to prepare. And one thing, 200 task list, right? Whatever I have shared you that. The task list, I haven't prepared that list. Whatever I discuss with the students, I have given the task to EC2. You can hand over to EC2. Like that, I have given each and every part to each student. For example, I can give to someone to Jenkins. Like that, I have given. The list is prepared by students, not for me. I just verified all the list and finalized one. They have given 300 task list. I just finalized 200. So like that same, I'm expecting from you also. This is your help only, your goodness only, not for me. My end already done everything. Anyway, I have shared bloggers also, right? If you have any blogs, you can go through the bloggers. IAM something, everything is there. Okay. Anyway, see 3:41 a.m. morning. See, the thing is, guys, you just prepared, right? But he's sharing to others, right? Many people prepared themselves but not share to others. But this guy is prepared himself and share to all. You also, I'm expecting from you also. Don't keep it. My resume is my personal. My notes is my personal. If I share to others, mean they will get job. First, you don't have any confidence, right? If others will get a job means you are not doing any much work. You just understand like that. Anyway, come here. Is touch bearer, huh? Yeah. Clear? So, okay. After done this, CLAR, all Linux commands will work here. So configuration done, git init done, everything is done, right? The first command is what? After git global configuration details, and git init. Then you can start your work. Okay. Okay. So go to my directory here. I think if you can see here, day git. Okay. File 1, file 2 already there, right? Let's come here. ls file 1, file 2 is there. ls is a Linux command. Don't give git ls. Once again, I'm saying. Okay. Now these two files I want to move to GitHub remote repository. This file 1, file 2 is verified one. Yes, good. Whatever inside you can give vi file 1, right? Vi file 1. You can add anything here, right? First insert. Hi, hello. File 1, some content is there. File 2, nothing is there. So these two I want to move to GitHub remote repository. So can I give git push directly? It will not take, first of all. Okay, what I need to do first? Git status. This command is to verify any changes done in your working directory. Is this clear now? See, file 1, file 2. Red indicates some changes there. Okay, so to track these two files, these are untracked one. Red means untracked one. These changes I'm not tracking in my end. So you can add into staging area means I'm able to track these files. Is this clear? For example, touch file 3. Okay. Now git status. Now file 3 is untracked. Means if you're trying to push, first you need to add into your staging area. Now, okay, can understand you are adding staging area means you are going to push these files into remote repository. Is this clear? How to add staging area? Git add file 2, file 1, file 3, or git add all, or git add dot. I'm okay. These three files going to push. Done. Now git check status. Tracked, right? 3 are tracked. Now green indicates. For example, ls file 1, file 2, file 3 is there, right? Now I'm going to add some content into file 3. I can add cat also, right? Cat greater than file 3. Hi, control C. Now if I give git status, which one is file 1, file 2, file 3 is required to track or only one file? Changes done in which file? File 3, right? Clear? Before git add, whatever things you are done, if you give git add means all are can track. After moving to staging area, again you have modified something. That modified is not in staging area, right? Clear or not? You have to add again. Git add, you can give file 3 also directly. Or same file you have given means no problem. File 1, file 2 already in tracked mode, right? Now give git status, indicates green. So come here. So I have created just file 1, just understand it here, right? So I've just verified git status. To know tracked or untracked, okay? Clear? Okay, if it is tracked means no problem. You can directly go with next step. It's untracked means I need to add. Clear? Go here. So giving git status, there is no problem. Multiple times you can give for checking. Okay, all are tracked. These are all in which stage? Staging area. Now working directory and staging area. Both are same now, right? See, git is tracked now. Your working directory, staging area, both are same. Is this clear? Okay. Okay. Now files are here, staging area. Now can I push directly into the GitHub? I need to add into local repository. What is the command? Git commit -m. You can give any messages. Files 1, 2, 3 updates. You can give any message, but git commit -m is a command. The message is your wish. See, 3 files changed. Okay, file 1, file 2, file 3 is move to your local repository. Is this clear? Now, if you can give git status, nothing is there. Why? All 3 files move to local repository, not in staging area, right? It is not a copy, it's a move. Copy means we can see the files, both areas, but it's a move. Now these files are ready to push. It's a local repository. How to check? You can give git log command. This is your commit. What you have done the commit now, right? See message, file 1, file 2, file 3 updates. So now file is here, right? File 1, file 2, file 3 is here now. You can directly push to GitHub, but not now. We need to understand first working directory to the local repository. We have a few concepts, how to take back, how to check the difference. Once we can strong here, see here to push, there is no big challenge, just only command. But the thing is, everything is we have to take care of here, these 3 stages. Okay, for today, just we have understand how to move file from working directory to staging area to working repository. So GitHub, I will explain day after tomorrow. First, we can complete local Git options, whatever we have. Then we are strong here, then we can discuss to GitHub remote, GitHub status. At this time, park aside for GitHub. We are learning Git local. Is this clear, everyone? Yeah, Git log to check your commit history. I have done how many commits? Only one commit, right? That's what we can see, only one commit here. Now, if we made any changes to file, will it track in the local repository? Again, what you need to change? Okay, you are saying, guys, let's come. So for example, I'm going to add one more. File 4. File 4 is created where? Don't say local repository, working directory. I have created Linux command, given Linux command. Linux command created touch file 4 in where? My working directory. See, file 4 is there. Can I push now directly? No, right? If I give git status, what is expected one now? File 4 is untracked. I don't know file 4. See, file 4 is untracked. Now they are saying use git add to track. Now git add. You can give all also, no problem. Already those are tracked one, file 2, file 3. It is overwrite. That's it only. Done. Now git status. Yes, tracked one, but you need to commit. They are saying, see, use git, change to git to be committed. Now I can commit. How to commit? Git commit -m. You can give any message, file 4 updates. Clear? This time only one file changed. So if I give git log, how many files I can see? How many commits I can see here? Total 2, right? Which one is the latest? File 4. The latest one is showing a represent head. This is old one. See, 2 commits I have done. I'm able to see history of 2 commits here by using git log. Is this clear, everyone? I have already opened here. See, Imran. Okay. Okay. So that's it for today. So we learn git install, git global configuration, git initialization, what is local workflow of git, and how to add the file into working directory staging area, staging to commit, and verify by using git log. Okay. So meanwhile, or there is an announcement from mentors, you just understand.
Every week, Saturday, on mock interviews. Some of them are given names, but they are not attending the mock interview. Okay. Attend the mock interview, prepare well, come to lab and practice.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Guys, please practice, go on, labs. Okay. Okay. Git add. I'm writing here. Git add is what? To add files from working directory to staging area, right? Next, git commit -m to add files staging area to local repository. So git log to check commit history, right? Is this clear, everyone? Okay, I will share this file to you. Day one git. Okay. Yummy, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Irfanful. Okay. Okay, guys. Anyone has any doubts? Okay. So please focus on day one git. Okay. Day two, our entire focus on day two is here are the changes. Day three, we can focus on GitHub. Until that, your focus should be on working directory, staging area, local repository. Okay. And please, guys, don't call this stage is local. Everyone, local means you may thought laptop. Don't call like that. May you confuse local means local repository or local laptop. So call working directory. Working directory means you are created one in the local laptop. Local repository means ready to push. Is this clear? Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. So we'll catch up tomorrow, the date of Git. Okay. I will share the content what I have prepared. Bye, guys.